Hi.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
We have guests already. Paint
Hello?
Flicker, Dragonfire, James Meeks. Hey, I saw you today.
What?
Ghost Hunter, what's up?
Just had your first Whataburger in 20 years, James. Did you just move back to town like today?
Yeah, I think he said he moved on Thursday.
Hey, get your palette in Cam if you would.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Yep. Space on this side.
All right.
Right.
Overlord, what's going on?
What up, everyone?
You're stuck with us.
Yep. Welcome back to the fun time zone.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Honestly, me neither. We'll go with it.
I have no idea what this man is talking about.
It's gonna be fine. Everything is gonna be just fine. How's everyone doing today? Anybody doing any fun, crazy projects today? Or are they just hanging out? I know a lot of people paint while they're hanging out with us on stream. I'm curious if anybody's doing anything in particular. Hello, Cornflake Justice. What a wonderful name. I am a fan. Omicron, hello. Overlord Tweak, hello. Paint Liquor, you're working? Playing hooky? Hanging out with us instead of doing the work? The Ranger 172 first stream, let's go. Well, welcome.
Hey, what's going on? Welcome.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Pardon me, I'm taking a break from your regularly scheduled programming of mini teeny tiny tanks to prep a thing for a video.
Have my computer remind me what my password is.
Okay, we'll see you back in a minute. But yeah, welcome back. Hanging and working. You finished an out of print Helbrecht, who's missing an arm. Wait, out OOP. I'm not familiar with that, but that's cool. Hey, look, he's repainting something again. Hey, look. Hashtag repaint it with Baby J. It's my calling in life to repaint things just for you guys. You guys love it secretly. I know it should be true. I know it to be true. Oh, out of print. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah. Oh, the old Hellbreak. Okay, for 40K. I put those together now. I thought you were talking about like a tank of some kind from like a historical miniatures game that I had never heard of. And I've heard of a decent amount of them, which is why I was a little confused. Alright. So that's it for that color. Get it on out of the airbrush. Starting a Krampus mini for the monthly competition. Well, that's awesome. It's not going to be hot pink. Sorry to break it to you. Ooh, you got the old Forge World Nurgle Dreadnought from a buddy? That's sick. That's really cool. Ooh, Ranger, nice. Local store just started carrying our products. Love them. Using them to paint Ultramarines. Oh, heck yeah. Ranger, are you on the Discord yet? Because you should definitely post some photos of that stuff in there so I can check it out. Because that sounds dope. And I would love to see it. We can politely ask Jason once he has assumed the position. Or somebody nice in chat could hit ! Discord. Would be great.
I can do this.
Get the Ranger access to the Discord if he doesn't already have it.
I can do that.
Thank you, Jason.
I've done that. Baby J hijacked the stream.
I mean, if it's my job to be here, can you call it hijacking? I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong about things before. Are you laughing at me being wrong about things before?
Never mind, there's an adult. Wow, that's giving me a lot of credit.
Have you met us?
I mean, that's giving me a lot of credit. Oh my God, are you kidding me, computer?
Oh my gosh. Sorry, Jason.
Now I need my damn phone for two-factor authentication.
Oh no. That reminds me, I need to paint my old Black Templar's Dreadnought. Heck yeah, Cornflake Justice. I love me some Black Templar, man. They just look really slick. There's something about a really nice and clean black and white with a little bit of weathering on it. It's just classy. The classy mix of colors. It just looks good. They got that kind of like fantasy vibe in a sci-fi universe, which I also dig. I like it. You might see some more of it from me in the future. We'll see. But we got projects to work on yet. Like a bunch of teeny tiny mans and tanks. That's another project I gotta get done. I want to get my Horse Heresy army done here at some point soon.
Oh, Google, you're drunk. Go home.
Is it behaving now?
I think. I can't tell. Sorry, Chad. I'm distracted.
All right. We'll have Jason here in a moment.
Editing that I have to do today while we do stream here. So.
Well, I shall keep you.
Paint and I shall edit things.
Yes. Joined. Awesome, the Ranger. You're gonna post some photos later of the Ultramarines? Dope.
Paint Liquor, you saw your first Monument commercial in the wild? What?
How have you only seen one Monument commercial in the wild?
What?
You're literally like the first person to type anything into stream almost every day. I find it hard to believe that that's the first Monument commercial you've seen in the wild. You asked the store to help pick some more colors. You're picking up the new Necron Combat Patrol Saturday. Dope. Do you have any ideas of how you wanted to paint your Necrons, Ranger? It's definitely something that I wouldn't mind picking up a couple of random models for to just paint. Because I like those. It's funny because I think the more I paint stuff on stream, the more I kind of am starting to do one of those things where I don't really want to paint. I mean, obviously I have army projects that I want to work on because they're exciting and I like playing games. But when I just want to like paint some random thing, I'm gonna start getting some like cool random models just to paint up on stream. Just because they're fun. Like maybe that new Imotech model. Yeah. Yep. I think so, right? The Stormlord guy. The new Necron model. I love those things.
You love Necrons?
I like Necrons, yeah, a lot.
Filthy robot lover.
Am I a heretic or a robot lover?
Yes.
Okay. That's fair.
Yes.
It's not wrong.
It's not fair. It's not intended to be fair.
Well,
I'm glad you see that it's fair, or that you feel that it's fair.
We'll get you to accept chaos into your soul.
Burn the witch.
We don't need to burn the witches.
Burn the witches.
They did that a long time ago, and
kill the heretic.
Wasn't the best idea.
Burn the witches.
I thought I was spraying through the airbrush, so I didn't hear what you said perfectly, and I thought you said fill the heretic.
Yes. Fill the heretic and burn the witches. Fill him with burning fluids.
Cornflake Justice. Have you painted a Duchess from Miniac? No, I have not.
No, because that despicable human being, Scott, hasn't sent us any.
Yeah. Yeah, what the heck, Scott?
Dang,
Mr. Miniac himself.
What are we, not friends?
Yeah, what the heck, dude? Hughes, where's your Death Guard army?
It's in a bunch of cases.
It's scattered throughout the office.
It's literally like scattered around the office.
There's one random model of it on my shelf.
There's a couple of them in here on top, over on mine.
And then you have some on top over here. And then there's a bunch in one of the cases up front. Maybe, I think the bulk of it is in Kyle's office. There might be some in the...
Okay, this is going to be really hard for me. Because I would normally, when doing this, need it on this screen.
You can do it on that screen. You can cover up what I'm looking at as long as I can see chat. You can even move chat to the other screen if you want.
No, I'm fine. I'll do it like this. I'll suffer for you, baby J.
Well, I'm just trying to make.
I will suffer for you, damn it, and you will let me so that I can sit here and bitch about it all stream.
Okay, eat your banana, dang it.
Ghost Hunter asks, how do you check your watch streak? No idea. Is that a Twitch thing? I don't know how Twitch works.
It's supposed to just tell you, I think.
How many of you, raise your hand in chat if you were here yesterday.
Not the banana again. Okay, the Ranger, like Minarch Dynasty, so silver metal with orange glow. I mean, that's awesome.
Cornflake.
If I were to make a recommendation, the Ranger, our dark silver would look absolutely killer alongside some fluorescent orange for the glow on some Necrons. I think that would look rad.
What's going on, Avian?
Do some like regular silver dry brush afterwards to get a little bit of contrasting value. I think that might be a good way to go if you're still looking for some suggestions on colors.
Don't look away. Once you break eye contact, he attacks. Yeah, because the first thing I'm thinking about after taking a bite of my banana is bludgeoning somebody. That's what banana does anything to me. It increases the scale of my violence.
I'm not...
You're trapped in here with me.
I'm not sure how I feel about this, Jason.
I'm not trapped in here with you.
Jason.
You're trapped in here
with me. I don't know how I feel about
this.
I don't know how I feel about this.
Oh, I love it. Okay. Disintegration from your Steam wish list is on sale.
Oh.
I need to make sure that I put my phone someplace where I won't forget it, which means I'm destined to forget my phone now.
Okay. Gabe, make sure that he doesn't forget his phone. What? What are you doing over there?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You gotta take pictures of the Clippers. Clippers came in, and we're gonna put Clippers back in stock as soon as Gabe gets off his butt and takes some photos.
Yeah, go take some photos, Gabe. Jeez.
You said my name.
Jeez.
Well, that doesn't mean we're asking for you. We could be just talking about you behind your back.
It kind of did.
I mean, I was unironically asking.
Gabe is kind of like Candyman. You say Gabe, Gabe, Gabe.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he poofs up, but he's also violent. He's more violent than having eaten a banana.
Let's not talk about eating bananas on stream anymore.
Please don't bludgeon me with your banana. I wouldn't hit you with my banana. I'm trying to eat that thing. I ain't trying to have your dirty ass on my banana.
Whoa. We don't want any dirty butts on bananas, okay?
Bludgeon me with your banana. I think I've seen that movie. Wait a minute.
I don't think that would work.
Wait a minute. Is that one of those hotel bills you hid from your significant other?
Look, bananas are not a great bludgeoning tool, okay? They're not really going to get the effect that you're looking for. It's kind of just like hitting somebody with a big bag of mush.
You, sir, have been hanging out in the wrong crowds.
Me?
Yeah.
What crowd should I be hanging out in?
The one that teaches you how to properly bludgeon people with a banana.
Would you like to tell me how to do that?
I don't give up secrets easily, buddy.
Okay. I'll find out later. I'll find a way. The Ranger,
says,
thank
Tuesday
you for
was
the
fun.
sub.
Yeah, I have all the paints. Coal Black runs out. Oh, did it run out like as soon as you got back? Ranger, thank you for the Prime sub.
And you are most welcome for the recommendation.
Thank you so much, and welcome.
Tuesday was fun.
Eclectic Salmon, the king of colors, makes everything amazing.
It's not bad. It really isn't too bad. That's a pretty solid color, Jason.
Paint Liquor, you were browsing a guide on Vampire Survivors and a Monument Hobbies ad popped up. That's awesome.
That sounds like exactly what needs
We
to
have
be happening.
made it to the big time if we are showing up on Vampire Survivors.
True. It really is true.
I really like Vampire Survivors. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
It's a pretty darn good game.
It's so one-dimensional and mindless and so good at the same time.
I have known entirely too many people who
were one-dimensional and mindless?
Well, yes. well, also, yeah. But
I mean, I wasn't going to say that, but okay.
No, I know a lot of people who have spent a whole ridiculous amount of time getting every single achievement and doing every single thing in that game multiple times.
Man, I am trying so hard. And
to do it?
There's like I think I'm still missing maybe 1 or 2 characters.
Yeah.
That's
the hardest part. Well,
I'd have to go play it again. I'm really close. Like, I'm really, really close. I think I have a couple of the characters. I still have things I have to do with them, like survive for however many minutes in this particular thing with this particular character. Right. I think I have some of those because as you unlock the new characters, they add new achievements you have to get with those new characters that don't show up. But I went and watched a video of all the achievements because, again, they're hidden until you unlock things that you need to get the achievements. It doesn't just give... I mean, it does give you a big, long list of achievements, but it keeps getting longer as you unlock things. So there was one point where I'm like, I only have 2 more to go, and I unlocked one, and it sprung 10 new ones up or something. So it's tremendous amounts of fun. It's so addictive.
Sounds like normal.
It's so addictive because it's almost like it was designed by someone who was previously in the gambling industry.
Was it really?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it's like it's not like a free to play, gotta buy lots of stuff game. So kudos for them exiting that whole world. Baby J needs to learn about safe words.
What's a safe word?
See? Proof positive. Coal Black ran out right when the fluorescents showed up.
Well, at least you're good on bold titanium white.
James Meeks wants to know if we have any Darktide players here. That's the first-person shooter that's like Vermintide, except in the 40K universe.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
It's 40K Vermintide.
I don't even know that I have it. I know I haven't played it, but I don't think I ever even got it. I might be lying. I might have gotten it and then just not have played it.
I wouldn't be surprised if you own it but have never played it.
Yeah, that is pretty,
they just put out a big update for it recently.
It caused a lot of people to get angry, and then people say they like it now, and then they're angry. I don't know.
Well, people get irate about silly things sometimes.
Ranger says, Darktide's fun. I don't remember my username, though.
Well, that seems like a thing that can be fixed.
No Clip has a documentary about it, and since the creator values his privacy, there's a puppet in place of him throughout. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. You got Darktide, played it pre-release, then found out your computer could not run it.
Ugh.
So, I'm part of the world of Star Citizen. And if you want to talk about angry people because they've spent tons and tons of money on a game that can't run on their computer, and then you talk about a community that will remind them that instead of spending the tons and tons of money they did on pixelated starships, they might have bought a better computer first.
Yeah, because they probably spent enough money to have purchased.
It's like, hey, I don't need that kind of negativity in my life. Why in the world would I spend the money on the practical thing first and the fun stuff second?
Well, it's like I just spent $2,000 on silly Star Citizen stuff. Wait a second. Why didn't you just spend $2,000 on a new computer
that could actually run Star Citizen?
Yeah.
So you could enjoy the $45 ship you bought in the game package. It turns out to play Star Citizen, you only need to spend $45. Of course, I'm not supposed to say things like that since I'm wing commander.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means.
Death, she's doing better, but not great. She came into the office today and she left right before stream started. She has an event tonight that she doesn't want to miss, so she's going to go home, hang out with the dog for a minute because Gabe and Jordan and I have a business dinner tonight, and so I won't be home. And she has an event tonight, so she's home. She's going to sit around with the dog so the dog doesn't feel left out. and also try to lay down so she feels better for her event because she really doesn't want to miss it. It's her first event with a women's group in town, so she wants to be able to hang out, make friends, dance, sing, all the things I don't let her do. No singing, no dancing, baby J. I'm right here.
I'm bending back and forth.
I'm right here.
I'm using my hips to move a little bit. I'm just adjusting.
Don't give me the I'm adjusting and stretching thing. Chat, that looks like dancing. I mean, it's bad dancing, but it still looks sort of like dancing, and there's a little bit of singing happening there, too.
No, I'm just laughing and weirdly laughing.
See how my life is, chat?
He tells me to do a thing, and I do exactly the opposite.
Do you see how my life is, chat?
His life's great. What do you
Instead of tons of money on plastic crack, I could have gotten a better computer. Whoa. That's totally different. That's totally different conversation.
No. You're fine spending all that money on plastic
That's totally different conversation. Crack. I did not say that Star Citizen... okay, no, that's wrong. Wait, Slow Fuse, are you Mark Hamill? Yes. No, wait, no.
Yes?
No.
Totally.
No. I'm a much better actor. I may not have a better voice for the Joker, but I could outact that guy like nobody's business.
He does just have the iconic Joker voice at this point, doesn't he?
Christmas Sushi says, "What you painting there, Jordan?"
I'm just prepping a little thing.
A thing? Prepping for a short?
For short.
Have you heard Mark Hamill's voiceover work? He does some great work. That's what I said, Game Delay. I could not voice... I don't think I could voice act as great as he does for the roles he's chosen to do. But put my face in front of a camera and I got him beat dead. That guy is horrible in front of a camera. Horrible.
About drinking some blue milk and then tossing it off a cliff.
Horrible.
Wasn't that great? What premium quality acting.
Horrible. It's not dancing, it's an improv rhythmically timed ultra low impact aerobic exercise routine. Hellfire, that took a lot of brain power to try to stick up for Baby J. Yeah. Are you sure that when the time comes he would return the favor?
Well, I definitely would return the favor.
I mean, I'm just going to throw it out there. This is the man who is named for throwing people under buses.
Look. All right, hold on. I don't do it that often, all right?
Nothing but dancing and singing, Spitfire. Hellfire's like, I'm tired now. That took a lot to type that sentence. I need a nap. I am editing right now. Can I do this? Can I, if I go down here and I go studio mode, I go to this, say here, say here.
He's doing things, chat.
Here, and I say okay, exit studio mode. Then I do something funny like this real quick, and I go bonk, bonk, right? And then I go back to this. That might let you know that I'm working on something super secret. So.
Well, it's not so super secret anymore.
James Meek says, "You mean you think you could drink blue alien milk better than him?"
Yeah.
Part of me wants to answer that I would have the backbone to not have the blue alien milk part included in the movie. That I would say that having with them being so invested in my role as Luke Skywalker that by that point you could demand to not drink the milk.
On the other hand, it is Disney.
I mean, if Harrison Ford can go in and said you need to kill my character because I'm done doing these movies, then I think Mark Hamill probably could have said no.
The thing is, there's a dollar amount where you would.
And I think it was more like a turquoisey color, by the way. I don't think it was blue.
Yeah. It was gross regardless.
It was not the kind of thing that I was really find inviting, no matter what color it was. But I don't mind that. I mean, it didn't matter to me. It just was unnecessary. And the faces he made and the drama and blah, 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 blah.
It was way too exaggerated.
Yeah, he's kind of that way, though.
Yes.
It was endearing in the first trilogy. Harrison Ford wanted to die because he was tired of Star Wars. Yes. Yes. Does anybody know? Because I don't know what the background is on it. Remember that he was on some talk show and he broke a dude's Millennium Falcon, like multi-thousand Lego Millennium Falcon. Does anybody remember this?
Oh, I remember hearing about this.
I always wondered if that was staged or if that was real. Did he really offend that guy by destroying his? He acted like he dropped it over his head and it busted into a bajillion pieces. Was that real or was that scripted? I think it was scripted. Yeah. I feel like that was very scripted because I watched just the outtake that you find on YouTube and stuff, and I was like, what? It had to have been, right?
Yeah, it's too much to just
scripted. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Clarkatron. You saw Conan talk about it recently on his podcast. Okay, good. Yeah, I want to believe that Harrison Ford is not that big of a DB.
A DB.
All right. Hellfire says, I work in a small factory. It's the end of the year, so there's essentially no orders to fill, so I had a nap on your work table for half the day.
Oh, my gosh. That's so funny.
That feels like what everybody does around here, and I'm kind of tired of it. I walk into Baby Jay's office. He's asleep on the floor. Gabe's like falling out of his chair asleep.
What?
Gabe is listening in on the stream unknowingly. So, see, Gabe? I was seeing if you were working. You're not. You're listening to the stream.
Alan just taking photos. Come on now.
Poor Gabe. Gabe's been out sick for 2 days. He comes back in today and he gets beat up.
I mean, you unironically, when Gabe was gone on Friday last week, you were like, man, miss having Gabe here. It's much less fun when I can't make fun of him.
It's much better when Gabe is here, especially in the mornings.
Why is that?
Well, just because I come in the morning and I talk to everybody and I enjoy saying good morning to Gabe.
Oh.
But these last couple of days with Gabe out of the office, I have come in and it feels like my job is not quite done because I say hi to everybody on my way in and then Gabe's not in his office. Gabe's usually here early too. So I get here, I say hi to everybody, and my last stop before I go into my office is to say hi to Jordan if he's here and to Gabe. That's it. Well, Tom, are the Clippers being back in stock going to be the new version? Yes.
They're awesome, by the way.
Awesome.
Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, Gabe's taking the photos to make sure that everybody understands that it is a new version of their Clippers. The size of the head is different. The narrow blade. I think everybody's going to love them. I love the heck out of them. They're the best Clippers we've ever made. So yeah, but we don't want anybody to buy them. We could have just put them in stock today, but I didn't want people to look at them and then get something that looked different because that's a customer service nightmare. Are they as good as God Hand Clippers? God Hand Clippers suck. I said it. They're horrible. They are good for one thing and one thing only, which is trimming sprue nibs off of Gundams. Right? The God Hand blade is really bad because it's flat and it doesn't have a box side on it, so it's notorious around the world for shattering. Right? If you try to clip too big of a sprue piece, or especially if you try to use them on resin, and you can talk to many people who spent way too much money on those clippers, and they're made for really fine detail, and they're made specifically for the one task, and they broke. Yeah, that blade, like Chris says, it'll break. It'll shear right off on you. I had a guy talk to me about how it bounced off his eyeball. He got very lucky that it didn't stick him in the eyeball. But they are, turn them sideways so they can see the profile. So you'll see we notched the profile this time around. You can see where we took a lot of the material away. So we notched the profile out very, very thin and put a heavy slant to them. So that tip is really, really able to get in just about anywhere you want them to go. Very narrow top to bottom too, so they're not as wide as the other ones on the top profile. Yeah, here. And very narrow on the other ones. So
I got some.
But still boxed in, super tough.
Nice little bits.
Clip whatever the heck you want to. Get right in on the part, no matter how small it is. Yeah, they're really, really good.
Yeah, they're nice.
Really, really good.
They also fit nicely in your hand.
Grab the old pair and show them the old pair side by side. We've shown them up on stream before. We've been using them for months. But you can see the old pair on the right and the new pair on the left.
Yep. Those are the old pair.
Right. So close them and show them side by side so you can see the, right, longer, narrower at the tip. That angle of the blade is much better.
Yep. Yeah, they're nice. I'm excited to get myself a pair.
Still super flush cut.
Yeah, I mean, I have. Did I put that? Oh, I put that back. But I can
Spitfire, yeah, he's doing the Legion Imperialis or Legio Imperialis or whatever the hell the game's called.
Yup.
Epic by another name. Epic by another name.
Epic by another name.
Ranger, what was your question? Make sure you ask me again. I might have missed it.
Yeah, nice flush cut. I can zoom in on so you guys can see. Nice smooth cut at the top of this. I could just glue this right onto a base.
Well, huzzah, huzzah! I'll just throw back my legs and pollute my britches with delight.
Megalodon Jaws.
Megalodon Jaws.
Who let that guy in here? Thank you for the resub, man. 3 months. Your order got here. Noosh? You got noosh?
Yeah. Noosh.
How did he get lucky enough to get some noosh?
He probably ordered it on Black Friday.
Lone Samurai, what's going on? Welcome back. Hello, everybody. If we missed you jumping in, hope your Thursday's going good. We're on the downward slide towards the weekend.
We are.
Nerdgun says, just use your monthly challenge reward to get the new fluorescent set. Freaking
Heck
awesome.
yeah.
That's a great use of it.
Yeah. Well, we're almost done prepping this thing.
You said that all starter ones gave up on you? Do yours work with 40K? Or what, our clippers?
Yeah.
Oh, heck yeah.
Of course.
They're made for models. They're made for miniatures. Yeah. I'm just kind of a weird psycho tool guy. I got to make sure that tools are made to last. So,
I mean, that seems very reasonable.
So that's why I don't like the God Hand style tool. The God Hands also are just a single bladed, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they have a blade on one side.
It's blade on one side, and so it pinches the plastic towards the flat, the dull edge to snip it off, which can be good on thin plastics, but as soon as it gets thicker, it starts to fray the plastic quite a bit. So, can you see the spring on the clipper? Sure. You want to show them the
yeah, of course.
Spring in between? It uses the spring steel plates in the grip. We got rid of the paper. I call it the paper clip spring from the old ones. The old ones had the replaceable paper clip spring.
Yeah, I've caught my finger between this once or twice.
I like that because you can take the paper clip spring out. But the nice thing about the spring steel plates is that you can make the clippers go as wide as possible because the plates are not joined, right?
Yeah, these are nice. I am excited.
Hellfire says, who likes cat videos? You have to understand from a perspective of just reading chat. That was a very funny thing to say. Jordan likes cat videos. Don't let him tell you any different. He sits around at night with his tequila in one hand and his cat videos in the other.
It's really funny because I definitely have tequila at my house. And I have definitely looked at cat videos before.
I'm telling you.
Before.
I'm telling you, that camera we had installed does wonders.
Oh, no. What have I done?
Megalodon Jaws says Jordan also likes tartar sauce on chicken.
You're lucky Jen isn't here. She would not be so happy with that.
Yeah,
comment.
so I don't know how far you can trust him, right? I don't know how far you can trust that guy.
Look, I'm not a half bad chef, and I can appreciate whatever the heck I want.
Hey, Megalodon, I think we could probably spring for a pair of clippers for you. Given that today we were doing some research, and we were looking around, and we couldn't find a single game within like 100 feet of where we were standing that was not Cool Mini or not, by the way.
You got us good.
Panic Bomb, what brings you to this place?
Oh, hi, Panic Bomb.
Well, hello. Imagine finding you guys here. We
Good-
tried to get
good to
away, but
see
they
ya.
pulled us back in. Yeah, Megalodon Jaws is Cool Mini or not. Well, he is not all of Cool Mini or not. That would
I
be
like
a
to
hell of a
think so.
job. That would be like a superpower type job. Cool Mini or Not happens to be fairly large, but he is one integral part of that machine. Then you'll stop sending us stuff for a bit. I saw something here recently that I was actually going to ask you about because I saw something coming out with Cool Mini or Not that I was like, ooh.
I'm just imagining Megalodon's ears pricking up when you say that.
Ooh. I was like, ooh. The internet lacks cat videos. I like frogs. I like turtles.
I like turtles. I like
Megalodon, you ordered fast to get some noosh. You must have, because it was gone within 3 days. I think 2.5 days. It was actually only 1 day before we had to make more stock. And then the stock that we made that we didn't expect we would have to make that quick sold out in 2 days. So, there you go.
When the community wants it, they let us know. And they let us know in no uncertain terms.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Noosh did a good job on the grot tonk. Nice, Avian, nice. Nice. Yeah, I'm really excited to see all the community projects when people start using it and start seeing the power of Noosh. Sing the praises of Noosh with me.
I thought I wasn't allowed to sing.
Hallelujah. Yeah, you're not. I thought about it for a second. I thought about maybe lifting the embargo for a brief moment, but no. No, I can't do that to chat.
Can I sing at the Christmas party?
Oh, no, baby. It's a hard one. That's a tough one. It depends. See, I don't drink anymore, so it's tough to get me in a spot where I'm like, wait till I'm drunk, and then we'll see.
You're like, I can carry a tune, all right? That's better than a lot of people out there.
Avian says, now I have to go look up some rusty tractors to do a glow up on it. Nice. Like full-size tractors, like outside?
Yeah, just new shit.
It's gonna take a lot of noosh. You want to get noosh for your 30k armies? But they're all black power armor based, so I don't know how subtle weathering would end up.
Use orange.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you use like a rusty color or go into the browns and oranges, it can look really, really good over black. You just have to be careful because you don't want to change it too much. You would be better suited, in my opinion, on black armor to do the glazed wash medium and make a wash out of something like burnt sienna, something like that.
So I did a lot of little bits of noosh in the crevices here that you can see in the gorget here. It's a subtle application. It's not as heavy as what I've done on some of the other projects that you've seen, but you can see little bits and bobs of it, you know. Down here, there's a little bit in kind of the kind of crevice up here. But it adds just that little bit of weathering that feels really natural. It's not over the top, and it really ties the model together. So this is just a good example. You can see a little bit on the back here in the vents. Christmas sushi.
Megalodon is saying, well, noosh and white look like snow. My initial reaction is no. The reason being, remember that with noosh, it's a subtractive weathering medium. And so the idea is that you're taking paint away from the high spots and leaving it in the low spots. And by doing so, it's not that it stays thickened. It is a thick product. So you're not going to like build up texture with it necessarily. You could over time like do a couple layers of it after it dries and build it up, but I think not. Like when you use white doing these types of techniques like oil washes, and it's usually for things like dot filtering like Baby J showed on the tank, where you're really trying to achieve like an oxidized paint look. That's where white comes into play, because it gives that kind of powdery effect of dried sun-baked paint where the clear coat has burnt off. And you know, you if you've ever walked up to an old car and like wiped it with your hand, you pull your hand away, you can get like your hand has white, you know, dust on it from the oxidized paint, the pigment burning away and just being left with, you know, the white residue. So white does that very, very well.
Hey, somebody likes us.
So I would have to really brain this longer and see if there's anything that it would help with for like snow effects. It could, do like whitewash, right? If you were careful with how much you removed and how thin you got it and things like that, you could make it like a whitewash. Because remember, like in tanks, if you were doing like, well, even on his Imperialis tanks or something like that, if you were going to be doing like a whitewash effect for winter camo, they didn't use real paint. It was super, super thin down, right? And so it showed a lot of the base color through it. So you could do stuff like that with it. But snow would be a rough one. I'm inclined to say no. It's not really how that product is intended to be used. It's not built. It's not meant to build up texture or build up textures. So.
Plus, we have a snow basing texture that is.
Ghost Hunter says,
incredible.
"I'm streaking." No, you're not. No, you're not. Used half your bottle of Noosh on your Stompa. He did too. Christmas Sushi is not lying, and his Stompa looks phenomenal.
It does look amazing.
He took two techniques that we espouse greatly here. Our way of painting dirty metallics, and then nooshed. A Stompa. If you've ever seen a Stompa, it's amazingly huge. It's like the size of a Warhound Titan.
Yep.
And it looks amazing. Yeah, the first thing I saw, Chris, when Gabe showed it to me was I said, well, I bet Chris is really proud of that model because it looks great. Avian, yeah, he nooshed his Stompa. Whole thing. It looks fantastic. It looks like an absolute rusted mess in a junkyard. It's amazing. Turned out great. And I don't doubt that he used half a bottle of Noosh on it, by the way.
So I got to watch a little clip of the video that he did. Gabe was showing off.
Phoenix, they're going to be releasing a video, I believe, on their channel.
Yeah.
Focused on Noosh and nooshing a Stompa.
I got to see it.
So Christmas Sushi in chat is our DP, our director of photography here. He runs all of our video stuff like our commercials, but he'll be doing a video of his Stompa. They filmed it for a hobby expose on their channel. So I'm excited to see it. I have not seen any of this stuff. Everybody else has, but I haven't. Nobody lets me see the fun stuff.
Nope.
I'm hurt.
Not allowed to see it.
I have a banana though.
All right, this is prepped and ready to go. We got painted sword. We got white flames that are, just in case you couldn't think of it, not going to be white by the time I'm done with the short.
5 pennies for whoever can guess what he's going to do with that.
Yeah. You get 5 whole pennies, everyone. 5 whole pennies.
See? New guy Phil's seen the video. Jordan's seen the video. Gabe's seen the video.
Well, to be fair,
Poor Jason over here, who made all the Noosh happen, hasn't seen the video. I mean, I've held the model in my hand, so there's that.
Yeah. To be fair, I've only seen little clips of it.
Here's where all the stories come, Chad.
So-
Well, to be fair, I've only seen a little.
Well, but
Just let me feel bad about it.
Huh?
Just let me feel bad about the fact that they don't share anything with me.
You know what? That was horrible of them. They should not have kept it from you this long.
I agree.
Yeah, no, 100%. In fact, hey, Gabe!
He ran away.
Yeah, he was afraid.
He ran away when you
he heard
yelled
you
at him
talking
for how
about
long
it.
it was taking him to take photos. New guy Phyllis says, I've seen the whole thing. All of it. Feel bad. You should. Phil, I'm going to cry. I walked into the studio during lunch and Phil was asleep in the chair.
Yeah, yep.
Gabe
That has been happening.
Gabe's always lurking. Hey, Chris, does Gabe do this to you? Like, he just shows up? See? He just, like, shows up. Just out of nowhere. It's a Gabe. It's a Gabe.
Show me your cool painting tattoo. Oh, what? Show me your cool painting tattoo.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
You can see it.
But you definitely can't see it.
The fish.
So,
Game delay, what'd you guess?
What's
What's
the
he
name
going to
of
do with those flames? Hazard stripes. Yes, damn it. 5 pennies to game delay.
If anybody's ever played Wind Waker, there's a fish with a paintbrush in its mouth that draws on your map.
Yep. I got it.
And he got a tattoo of it on his arm.
The last thing has to do with fish, so I had to do it. Okay, goodbye, chat.
Megalodon says, so Jason, what was the new game you're excited about? I don't know that it was, man, I'm not going to know. I just, so this is what happens when you get old, chat. This is where the PSA music should start playing. This is where the sad music should start playing. and where I get to talk about how I can't remember my children or my grandchildren's names anymore.
Well, you don't have any of those, so you don't have to worry about
Okay, so part of my life is easy, but the rest is really hard because I find cool things on the interwebs, and I'm like, ooh, I should remember that. So the next time that I'm talking to Megalodon Jaws, I can say, hey, when is that coming out? And I got excited, and then here we are, and now we're here.
Oh my goodness.
Can't remember, man. It might have been something from DC. I don't know.
Well, there is the DC Zombies game that they just showed off. That's like, I think, one of the newest things that they've shown. Deceased.
I don't remember.
Deceased looks cool.
I was excited about EVE Online. Never. Never. We talked about it yesterday.
We did talk about it yesterday.
Not hyped about it. Not excited about it. Not going to play it. You're not dragging me back in. Not going to happen.
Remember, chat, when he says that many times, it means that he's trying really hard to not let it happen.
Oh, the icon's on my desktop.
Is it really?
Yeah, because I re-downloaded it like 6 months ago. Because like I said yesterday, I watched a video about how is EVE worth playing in 2023, and it had some things that really piqued my interest, and so I downloaded it again. I even logged in. I sat and spun my ship in the station that my big character is in. I think he's in Jeddah. And I never even exited the station. And then haven't clicked on that icon since.
I have thought about trying it on numerous occasions, and then I realized that I haven't been playing it for the last like 10 years, and so would be so far behind that I would have a hard time.
You really wouldn't.
Is it really not that bad?
How many skill points did you have?
Ugh, I don't even know. Not many.
Millions or no?
No,
Oh, okay.
no. I would basically be starting from scratch.
Well, then you're no further behind than you were when you started.
Well, farther behind from like that. Yes, technically you're true. I more or less mean like I would be not in the same league. It would take me a long time to get to the point where things are like, I don't know, I guess caught up to where other people are.
Avian says EVE equals spreadsheets. That's all I know about the game. It is kind of like spreadsheets in space, especially if you're one of those filthy like industrial types that just makes stuff all day.
That sounds like something that I would enjoy, unironically.
You would be one of those guys.
Yeah.
But Jordan would be mining while watching cat videos and drinking tequila.
That sounds like a thing I would do.
And then taking all the exploits of his mining and trading blueprints with everybody so that he could be making the most expensive ships in the game. That's Jordan. Jordan would be in my day. He would be making like Tech 3 stuff. He would be making all the parts to build Proteuses and Tengus, and he would be just raking in dollars as people were PvPing away their Proteuses and Tengus, and you had to sell them new modules. That would be Jordan's life.
Teach me how to do it.
Gabe says that sounds like a fantastic night. The tequila cat videos and mining in space.
Yeah,
dude. You know what we do need to do, chat? You know what we need to do? We need to start. Okay, let me back this up. Let me ask it as a question. Pose a question to chat. If I were to get a Monument Hobbies batch of servers for a couple of games I really love, would anybody play with me?
Yes, no questions asked.
So if I got us a server for Space Engineers where we could do some crazy faction v faction warfare and like crazy build competitions and stuff, would people be down?
Yes.
Would people be down? Because I would want to start with Space Engineers because I'm freaking loving that game. Just ask Jen how many hours of my life I've lost to Space Engineers. While Tom asks, is it first person? It can be. Yeah, I played it in first person, but you can go third person in it too. It's a little wonky, but if you're better at third person games, you can play it in third person. Are they cross-play with Xbox and or not wildly high-end PC type games, Punisher? Space Engineers, when you do it on a server, I believe it's cross-platform still. I would have to ask, but I believe so, yeah. Jen is on. Of course, Jen's in chat. Of course. Yep. She has been summoned.
Hi, Jen.
She says many hours. She just has it on repeat when she walks into my office at night. and pats me on the head and says, "How's your space game? How's your space game?" And I give her a range of answers from great to it sucks. Right? No, she probably wasn't tuning in when you had your tartar sauce comment, but now she did. Megalodon's like, I mean, did you see my comment about ketchup? Avian's asking space engineers. It's like literally my favorite game. It's just Minecraft that builds spaceships instead of like hovels in the dirt.
That sounds awesome.
You still have to go mine stuff though. So.
All right, are we doing Chaos Stars now?
I think so, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think the white you decided on would be really good.
Yeah, I think so. And then the question is, how do I want to weather them? Do I want to do like a noosh filter?
Too small.
Yeah, or just washes?
Too small, just regular washes.
Yeah.
Noosh isn't going to do anything on some. I mean, it would, but it's not worth it.
Yeah, I think it would just take too long.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Washes are much easier.
We're gonna start them on. We're gonna do on one of these.
Nerd Gun says pretty much been waiting to pick up space engineers and looking for an excuse. So I'm assuming that if I started a Monument Hobbies private server for space engineers, I would have some players. You bought Space Engineers, it was in early access, Panic Bomb? I did not. I only just recently picked it up, but I've been watching it since it was first announced. And I got a copy of it at one point in time, and I can't remember. I had a playable copy of it because I played the game. And, well, maybe I did buy it way back then, and I just reloaded it. That's what it was. I did get it when it was in early release on Steam, but then I played it, and it was garbage. Not garbage. It was an okay game, but, like, the intro was really bad. It was overly complicated for what you did. They didn't have very many blocks, but they keep adding to it, and now they've got a tremendous amount of cool stuff. And the mods, oh, my Lord, the mods. So it will be modded Space Engineers, by the way.
I mean, I play Minecraft with 250 mods or no mods at all.
Yeah.
So
I'm the same way.
I'm game.
So we got, so we would do modded Space Engineers. So who's in?
So here's an interesting question. Do I go just straight up bold titanium white, or like a bright warm gray or a bright neutral gray? What do you think?
I always go with like, neutral gray or warm gray to do the shape, and then highlight it with bright neutral gray. And then, you can do a little bit of white for chipping and stuff. Yeah. Like everything, right? I don't like using white on its own. If you're going to do an all-over wash on them, then you can get away with it. I guess I got to back up a minute. I got to be like, you're painting tiny tanks, so do whatever you want. You can do white and just wash over it. But even then, I think maybe bright neutral gray would be a better start. Bright neutral, yeah.
I was thinking that too. I grabbed the white out, and I was like, I don't know if this is the right choice right out of the gate.
I love how Avian says, making spaceships, add mods, I'm in danger. Maybe we can make a spaceship in the form of a popcorn machine. I bet we could. I'm down. Oh, and with Clang, with the wonderful power of Clang, you could even make popcorn pop around. This might have to be the thing we do first. You've been playing all the mods 9 in Minecraft, and it's a lot. 400 plus mods. There's no need for that many in Minecraft. Like, I think those people spend more time making sure the mods don't conflict with each other than it's worth to get the benefit of any of those mods.
Well, I think it's less about the mods doing interesting changing things. It's the mods are largely there to give you different options of so there's like a mod that'll give you
oh, trust me, I've played way more Minecraft than you can imagine. Yeah,
okay.
With everything from Industrial Evolution to the whole 9. I love modded Minecraft, but there's never been a need for more than 20, 30 that are like content additions. It just gets too much. It makes biomes that are like literally not fun to play in. Maybe we can make a spaceship. Oh, no, we already talked about that. All right. I'll think about it, Chad. I'll get back to you. There's a really neat... Oh, you're going to do it that way. Yeah.
Do it this way?
Yeah. Where the arrows don't go all the way through it, right? They're just kind of like stuck in the ring.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that one.
Yep.
It looks so good. Filthy heretics.
Hey, you can't say that I don't do Trader the right way though. If I'm gonna go Trader, I'm gonna do it the right way.
Lone Samurai, you have a Minecraft server at work? Nice. I used to when I stream video games, I had a Minecraft server, and I forget what other server we had. There was one other one that we had that was a PvP game. And Minecraft could be fun, but it was always tough for people to take it. Not that you have to take it seriously, but serious enough that I could stream playing Minecraft on the server and not have the degenerates do stupid things while I was playing Minecraft on Twitch.
Yeah. Chaos Star.
Yeah, see, I think that really works, and I think covering up the red stripe on the front of the tank is a good idea. It's going to be neat.
Yep.
Neato nifty.
The cool thing is I can do the more traditional Chaos Star on the side, where it's just the straight down the middle, and it has the, I believe it's 8-pointed star.
It's 8-pointed.
Yeah. Right. So it's one.
The path of the 8. It's it's just 2 crosses. They're just 45 degrees off.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Do one cross, vertical and horizontal.
Yep.
Like a T.
Yep.
And then just cut the diagonals.
That's what I thought.
There you go.
Now
Ustrello says very Siege of Vrax.
They're all equidistant, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's chaos. You can do whatever you want. That's the problem with chaos, is that they all seem to call each other and coordinate their clothing, which doesn't seem very chaotic to me. That's why I like the one that you just did, because it's very like some crazy dude just painted it on the side of the tank.
Yeah.
It feels like quick tagging on a bridge. Yep. It's like that. All chaos should be like severely out of whack. Colors shouldn't match. Station server. You used to use it for weekly build looks on the server. What regulars had done. That's nice. I have not seen it, Megalodon. Game Delay says, Baby J, you're inspiring me to start trying freehand.
It's really fun.
Freehand is something that's very, very rewarding, and the thing that's the biggest hassle to get through your brain as you're trying it is to remember to think of things in geometric shapes.
Yep.
Rather than, like the Imperial Fist logo is the one that I always use as a good sample because it's recognizable. People get it. Don't think of it as the Imperial Fist logo, like a fist. Think of it as an amalgam of triangles and rectangles. And then when you draw it out that way, it makes it much easier to paint. It makes it, because you need to start from general shapes as a background from freehanding, because if you just try to sketch like you would on a piece of paper, even if you're a good 2D artist, you wind up failing miserably because you're working with a brush. So unless you're very, very used to painting freehand detail with a brush already in other mediums, the brush is not very forgiving because the bristles bend, and when they bend and you try to make a shape, they tend to make that shape warp. So you have to go in and kind of line your shapes in. When you paint a circle, you paint it in, I don't know. I paint my circles in 4 strokes. You do each 90-degree arc.
Do an arc.
Yeah, you do each 90-degree arc in one brush stroke, because if you try to just paint a circle, it won't be round. It won't be nicely round. It'll be egg-shaped because of the way the brush flexes.
Man, these are going to look so cool.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
I have a bunch of little tanks. Then I might do like a red star on the top for some of them, or maybe just do kind of the X's. Let me do it on the other side of this so I can call this one done.
You found your old Imperial Armor books? Man, the original Imperial Armor books were amazing. I had all of the first ones because those all were coming out when I was working at GW. So the old hardback ones.
I'm so jealous. Those are so cool.
I don't have them anymore.
Yeah. Question for you here. This is a legitimate question. I don't know the answer to. For Chaos from 30K to 40K, iconography for each of the subfactions symbols. Did it exist prior to or after? So like the corn symbol, the death, the like the Slanesh symbol, the Nurgle symbol, did those exist?
There,
It's like a
they
really
talk a
interesting
lot
question.
about how the craziest of the heresy would have runes marked all over them and like sigils and symbols of the chaos powers.
Mm-hmm.
So you can only assume that yes, they did, right? They weren't yet made into like armor parts on Space Marines in most cases, although you could argue that some of them had already started doing that. That's the part of chaos that I don't really care for, is that somehow we all wound up with matching uniforms after the fall. When the
Yeah.
story of these war bands is that they just are basically pirates. They have to put together pieces of stuff because they don't have forge worlds anymore. They don't have they have to make raids to get equipment and things like that after going into the Eye of Terror. And yet, everybody paints up the Black Legion like they're all perfectly unified colors and all of that. I would rather see it all done in like random colors of Luna Wolves and Sons of Horus and things like that. Or if they've all daubed their armor black, that it's done like whitewash, like we were talking about. It's not done perfectly because there's no artificers to be painting all their armor correctly. But the symbols themselves, you could probably stand to reason that the symbols of the gods were available to people, especially humans that were starting to follow,
Right.
cultists and stuff.
Yeah.
There weren't as many of those. Like the humans weren't as deformed and things like that yet.
Yeah.
But a lot of them realized that we find out through all the Siege of Terra stuff that when you see these deformed Space Marines and stuff, there's no longer the Space Marine there. It's the demon that's inhabited them that's causing all of that, right?
Why they call them possessed.
Yeah.
Yep. In regular 40K.
Was the stream stuttering?
Bit.
We did have a bout of drop frames there for a second.
Did we? Okay.
It says so. I didn't notice it because I was talking.
Yeah.
But it does look like we had some drop frames, but it's back to normal now.
It's pretty good too.
They certainly existed on demons.
Yeah, I guess so.
You got into mini painting as a big kid coloring book, never thinking I would draw my own lines. Freehand is a mental shift. It is a mental shift, right? Because number one, it doesn't normally have anything to follow. It's freehand for a reason. You're just making it happen. It is generally good to just practice on something bigger and disposable and start painting shapes. Generally, when I'm talking to people about learning to freehand, like I said, it's practice painting geometric shapes. Paint triangles, paint squares, paint rectangles of all sizes, circles. Get used to the motion of the brush to make those shapes happen because you're creating them on your own. And then once you feel comfortable with that, then you can start putting those together in ways that make complicated shapes, and you can start doing really cool stuff. Even simple things like iconography, like what he's painting now, can spruce up a model amazingly. And it's so much better than decals because decals are all, well, I say that. Some of the Forge World sheets, and there are amazing decals out there that have lots of variation, but if they start to get too artistic, they just look wrong.
Yeah.
Because they don't look painted. They don't match the paint style on the model. They're too clean. So you have to spend a lot of time chipping them and dirtying them up and making them look like they're part of the model. And by the time you've done that, you could just paint them.
The nice thing about this is it's a really nice bit of contrast that is really simple to do and is not going to take a ton of time either.
No, and it adds a lot of life to the model.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I've always loved the concept of Trader Guard.
Of course you have.
Yeah, I have, because I'm a trader.
Heretic.
Yeah. I'm a heretic and a trader. So, I imagine having my planes and stuff will be a nice other place to put all of these, because there's a lot of flat spaces on the wings of planes and stuff.
Yeah.
That I can put it all on. But I think it would be really cool to I don't know, put like a Death Guard mark on the side of the turret, would be kind of cool.
I think in 30K, the bigger seller is to have the original iconography for the units and then scrawl over it.
Oh, yeah.
Because
that'd be
you would
interesting.
not have had any really organized repaints of things. The way it's generally talked about is that they have these things that appear to have been friendly units, but the markings have been altered. You know, like in the Titans, they brought in the ships and the bigger vehicles and stuff broadcast their identifiers.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times, like you would hear people looking at the the battlefield overview, and the markers from heretic units would be recognizable, but almost like they were blurred vision. Like they would be superimposed weird, they would be staticky on the screen.
Yeah.
So if it was called, I can't even come up with a 40K name out of the top of my head right now. Invictus Rex,
Yeah.
it would be staticky to where you couldn't see it, and it would have like distorted text. It would show runes every now and then as you're looking at it.
Oh, that's cool.
So you think of it like that. It wasn't that they had repainted it and renamed the Titan something else.
Yeah.
But
But that's cool. I mean, even putting something like that on without a decal, right? I don't know if you can see that super well. Just like a Roman numeral on the
Yeah.
side.
That stuff works really well.
Yeah.
Unique numbering.
Yeah.
Kill marks. Do all sorts of crazy stuff.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even think about kill marks. That could be cool.
Until he painted the arrows. Yeah.
Oh, that guy. Let's see. How are we gonna?
One of your favorite moments from the new 30K, was the Siege of Chthoniya, where a unit of Raven Guard delivers special Terminators painted their armor as Alpha Legion and infiltrated and blew up a traitor Titan Legion repair depot. I have not read that. But I'm all for it. Because I am not a filthy heretic.
You are
No.
just a little bit.
No.
Power of Chaos.
It really is bad, because if you make me paint Chaos, I'm always painting Word Bearers.
They're pretty cool.
Because if you're going to go deep.
If you're gonna go that route,
If you're going to be a filthy traitor, don't single butt cheek it.
Yep.
Put both cheeks in and be the original filthy heretics.
It's true.
Do it the right way. Word bearers or bust. Which is really hard in 30K, because like Lorgar is such a wimp.
Isn't that a bummer?
It's a real bummer. If you read his book, in the Horus Heresy, where it talks about his life and all that, it just, he got the short end of the stick getting hooked up with the people he got hooked up with. Why be the lesser evil? Just be evil. Gabe's like, quote by Jason, put both cheeks in. You can't single cheek it in life. You got to commit. Erebus is the prime mover in that legion. It was Corferon, though. Erebus just learned from Corferon.
These are like some of his buddies from the back when he was.
Corferon raised him.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, Corferon raised him, and they all on their planet on Chthoniya, they or not Chthoniya. Was it Chthoniya? I don't remember.
No, Chthoniya is Sons of Horus.
Horus. But they believed in the Four and worshiped the Four.
Which are the 4 Chaos Gods.
You got it.
Yeah.
Right? And, very pagan ritual style. And then when they were very devout about it. And then, of course, when the Emperor came, they switched from the Four to this guy.
And then this guy was like, I'm not a god. Stop doing that.
Yeah, he smacked him in his face.
It might be cool.
Artorias, what is going on? Good to see you. I guess Corferon started it. Erebus ended it. Or at least was there at the end. Yeah. Magnus did everything wrong. Erebus did even more. Correct. On both counts. You got to give, and it sounds horrible to say that you got to give Abaddon props, but Abaddon knew Erebus was an absolute wreck. And why he didn't just kill him is beyond me. Multiple times, he should have just killed Erebus.
Well, because Abaddon's whole thing is he just didn't believe in the Emperor's vision anymore. He wasn't necessarily there because of Chaos's.
Correct.
Yeah.
Abaddon was part of the whole lodge feeling that if the plan, once everything was conquered, was done, was to have them just sit and be statesmen and politicians, that they weren't bred for that. They were bred to be better and prosecute war,
Right.
and that man should be subjugated almost. I don't know if it went into that language. I'd have to go back and read, but he was part of the Space Marines that thought they had a better place in reality than the Emperor's thinking for them would have been. So, Kyre, what's going on?
What's up, Kyre? I don't mind
The
that
scene
one.
with Erebus and the end and the death with him and Abaddon, where he's like reining in his people. Or the part on the wall, the fight scene. His conversation with Abaddon is good. The part on the wall is pretty good too, yeah. Yeah, the part on the wall is pretty cool. Although the fact that the next time he shows up, he's just fine. He doesn't even look like anything's happened to him, was a little distressing. It felt like those were written by two different people. Phoenix Mercer, so how does Horus stack up to Big E in the book? In a spoiler-free manner, we get a part of the story that I don't think we had ever really had exposed to us before, that at one point the Emperor is miles beyond any type of power any being in the known universe has ever had. And that leads to a whole decision tree in the book. So it moves. It's a moving target, we'll put it that way. Is that fair, Estrello, to say it that way? What faction in 40K do you join if you want to not be enslaved or possessed by something horrid? But it's weird because when you read the books of the Imperium that talk about like everyday life, there's a bunch of people that even though you might work for the Administratum or you might do whatever, they still depict these groups of people that have free will and move around and live their lives. They don't focus enough on that because, of course, 40K is mostly bolter porn. But you get bits and pieces of it. Some on the Warhammer Plus animated series stuff shows you, the life of people. And a lot of times it depicts it as you're just a factory worker in hell. You just go into the factory and the Prometheum factory and bottle Prometheum for the war every day. But there are like little snippets in there of that. I don't know. Yeah, it's not a world of good choices for sure. I don't think you can pick anything in the 40K universe that is a feels good choice, right? There's not a single faction that seems feels good. Are the new squats? Aren't they kind of just tribal-ish dudes? I was going to say orcs is always the answer. If you're ever forced to pick a race or faction in 40K that you don't have to feel 100% bad about picking, it's always orcs. The Votan are okay-ish. I haven't read enough about their backstory, but they didn't seem to be as oppressive in their societal regard as others. And I mean, you could even say that the Eldar are not, but the Eldar are in such a bad state that they don't really have a good leg to stand on right now. Tyranids are just bugs. I wouldn't want to be a bug. They just get redigested over and over and over and over and over and over and over. They have free will, but are basically militaristic capitalists. Warhammer Crime imprint shows the banality of evil on non-war-torn planets. I don't know that I've read any of the Warhammer Crime. I think a few of you on stream have mentioned that there are some okay books in there. 40K is a tough one for me because it
I think I just wrote this Roman numeral backwards.
Yes, you did.
I did, yeah.
That's not how you show 2.
Correct. I was like, wait a second, I'm writing 8
that
backwards.
Would be the long form of 2.
Yes.
You could you do a VIV, which would, no, because that would be 9, so that wouldn't work either. That's a long form of 9. XIX, though, would be 19.
Oh, I could do XI5.
Oh, I'm sorry, XIV would be 14. So if you could do an XIV, would be that would work.
Let's go boop. Boop. Make it look like, yeah.
Have Tyranids always carried guns? Yes, believe it or not. Yeah, they always had symbiote guns.
All right. Number 16.
Seems weird to you that they have guns? I like the way it's described in the books that the symbiotes are actual like parasitic beings that attach to the Tyranids. And the gun shoots out like living material, right? It's just another way that the Hive has evolved to match the things they run into.
Yeah.
Right?
You gotta kill that armor somehow, right?
Yeah, XIV is 14.
Yeah. Yeah, I just looked at it and I was like, this looks wrong. I should probably...
Slavic, what's going on? Yeah, Jen wasn't feeling well enough, and she had some stuff to do this afternoon anyway, so she went home, and Gabe is working on editing videos and taking pictures of products to get on the store. Now, the answer is always orcs, right? Because orcs just wah.
That is true.
They live their
Orcs
best
just go
life.
log.
Every day, orcs just live their best life. You can't say that about any other race in the entirety of 40K.
Yeah. Orcs are probably just happy all the time.
They're happy to fight.
Yep.
Orcs are patterned off of soccer hooligans. So, and that's true.
Yep.
Their version of fun is bashing heads. Orcs is best. Yeah, because I can't think of another faction in 40K off the top of my head that I would want. I mean, like if you were saying to me, like if the question posed to the forum is which 40K faction would you choose if you had to get teleported in and be part of it right now? In all honesty, I would probably say Custodes. Right?
Yeah, most of the time you're just hanging around terror.
Custodes, because most of the time I'm just guarding the dead guy. I don't have to do a whole lot. What are we discussing? The only people not having a bad time in 40th First Millennium. Somebody had asked what faction would you join if you weren't going to be enslaved or possessed by something horrible? So the only answer there is to be orcs or the people doing the enslaving. So I would be Custodes, because orcs just die in droves. So I don't know that I want to go into a faction where your lifespan is 15 seconds. Like the Imperial Guard or orcs, probably a bad plan.
Yeah, Imperial Guard is like the one answer you definitely don't give.
Megalodon says, how would you go about doing ultramarine tanks? Looking for ideas before you paint yours up. Small ones like this, Megalodon?
I think, yeah, because I think he said that he was playing, he picked up an army.
Are you airbrushing or brushing? Punisher says crushed and on fire. So there you go, Megalodon. You haven't got the nerve to use your airbrush yet, so brushing it on. So painting them all over dark purple first, and then going over it with a heavy dry brush of blue works really well for Ultramarines. Really, and then do a light dry brush of sky blue over the blue. So 3 colors, no mixing. Dark purple, blue, sky blue. Works really well. I always prime black, right? Because especially on small models like this, being able to have the shadows already built into your prime layer is intrinsic. But make sure when you dry brush the heavy dry brush of blue that you only use a top-down brush stroke so that you leave the purple in the shadows.
Yep.
Jordan, you do Iron Warriors tanks or something? These freehand symbols seem vaguely heretical. Vaguely?
Vaguely?
Slavic, have you been paying attention in class?
These are...
He is a filthy heretic.
Incredibly
through
heretical.
And through.
And yes, I am doing Iron Warriors, actually. Give me a second, and I'll show you.
Slavic says, so Chaos, Tyranids, and Astra Militarum are just out. Yes. Because I'm not a filthy heretic, so no to Chaos. Bugs just die and get regurgitated by the people you fought for if you don't die. So definitely not. And Astra Militarum, I mean, I don't even think there's a clerical job that keeps you alive for long. So also no. If I'm going to go to war in a world of only war, I'm going to do it as a custodian.
Yep.
Right? Because I have the best chance of everything out there, sans Primarch, to survive. So there you go. What about being a rogue trader? Well, that wasn't posed. That's not a faction. But yes, I mean, it doesn't necessarily sound bad until the Inquisitors come aboard your ship and ask to, take you for a ride. They hail you like an Uber. And all of a sudden your life is not your own again. I've read enough Inquisition books to know that being a rogue trader isn't all it's cut out to be. You don't have a spray booth in your paint area is an inside room with statues and such, so waiting for your booth to get here before you paint sounds good. You're picking Tau and hoping to be in the big mech suits. At least you'll die having fun. Well, then be a Moderati or a Princeps for the Titans. Go the whole way. Don't stop at Tau.
These are going to get darker. I don't like the gold. Already.
Gozu says, I think those tanks look just grand, Baby J. Let that heretical freak flag fly.
Thanks, guy.
Freak flag fly. That's hard to say real quick.
Freak
You got to think about
flag
that one
fly.
real quick.
Let's see.
These are all his trader guard or trader. They weren't called guard then. Trader auxilia.
Yep. Trader auxilia.
Which is also not the word, because the solar auxilia were literally only in the solar system. They were only in the 9 planets. I don't remember what they called the PDF and all the forces that went out and fought all the human, not quite guard yet guard.
They must have changed that because they have factions of Solar Auxilia that are based in like Chthonia and other worlds that are most certainly not in Sol
Way
system.
too many exterminatus in the Imperium at any given time, not even due to chaos or nid. In fact, they kind of do it to themselves. Like they virus bomb themselves to get rid of the taint of chaos. You try to play Thousand Suns, so you're also doing the heretic thing. Traitors.
Yeah, let's go.
Traitors.
Traitors for life.
What's wrong with being a respectable human being?
Everything.
Yeah, it's Imperial Army, Avian. Not Auxilia. He's thinking Imperial Army. You play straight demons, so technically not heretical. True.
Yeah.
Good point. If you play just demons, then you're just pure chaos. I actually respect that. Philip, I mean respectable as in the guy next to you in a firefight didn't turn around and shoot you. That's respectable. Who's more pious than a demon? I don't think pious and demon go together. I don't think they care about piety.
Those two things should not belong in the same sentence.
It's only heresy if it's from the heretical region of France. Otherwise, it's just sparkling demonic possession.
Oh my gosh.
It's only champagne. If it's from the Champagne region of France. It's just sparkling demonic possession. Game Delay wins the comment of the day, by the way. Congrats, Game Delay. 5 pennies for you. I'm trying to start a new thing where we give 5 pennies to not a nickel. 5 pennies.
5 pennies?
Yeah, 5 pennies.
We gotta have those 5 pennies to give out, though.
5 pennies. Dude, whenever they come calling, we'll find them. We can dig around in the comfy chairs and find 5 pennies, probably.
Yeah, Phil might have.
Phil and Jacob have probably lost 5 pennies out of their pockets in these chairs. I think there's 5 pennies sitting on my desk, actually. The first 5 pennies were a lie, though. He was being nice. No, Game Delay, you won 5 pennies now. Yeah, he's up to 10 pennies today, Phil. He won the first 5. Now he's got 5 more. 1 million more days of this, and he can buy a bus that Baby J can throw somebody under.
Yay!
But he's not doing hazard stripes on the flame. You know that. Well, you're not supposed to admit it because now you don't get those 5 pennies. Wouldn't it be funny if we did a short about how to do hazard stripes and you painted it on like the flames on the sword? Oh, that would be so troll. That would be so good and trolly.
Nonsensical.
Today we're going to teach you how to do hazard stripes, and then you paint it like on the side of a fish or something.
Oh man, that is funny and something that I would totally do.
We would just have like those subliminal video cuts. Gabe would just have to do like a half-second cut. Like if you're watching, you can't even tell that something happened almost. And it would just be me going like this.
Yep. I'm in.
Just with that kind of half angry, half quizzical look of him painting hazard stripes on a flaming sword. Like on the flames.
All right, I got to put a little bit of dark bronze on here somewhere. The question is...
Slavic says, why didn't you base coat the tanks with the metallic? Because it's the least amount of area on the tank.
Yeah, I'm doing very little metallic on these.
Generally, pick your base coat and your initial shade color and everything based on what has the most visual space on the model. In this case, the armor. Since he's just picking out details with metal, you wouldn't do that. Punisher says, "Oh, trust me, he'll always repaint it." Oh, the first tank was all metallic and hazard stripes because that's a Space Marine tank, Slavic. That's an Iron Warriors tank.
Yeah,
These are Imperial Army Imperial Army tanks.
Yes.
So the other is actual Space Marine tanks. Two different things. The base set technically comes with 2 armies. It comes with a Space Marine Army, and it comes with the Solar Auxilia.
Yeah.
But they're made so that because the whole gist of 30K is that all the armies are the same, you can just do whatever you want. But when you look at the box, it's got Space Marines and Imperial Army, or Solar Auxilia. Dramus, what's going on?
I think we might be pretty close to being able to do the wash on this.
I think so. Give it a go, see how it looks.
Yeah.
You
Brown.
gonna give the tracks a quick dry brush?
Yeah, I can give them a quick dry brush. I was gonna put a little bit of Noosh with burnt sienna on them afterwards.
To
give them that like kind of chalky, kind of dusty look.
I'm not gonna read that, Tim. Because you're wrong by, I don't know, 42 states. No, that would put Connecticut in the top 10. I wouldn't put Connecticut as a top 10 state. I would put it in a top 20 state, though. So you're off by at least 30 states.
All right. So we're gonna do 50-50 black wash and brown wash, I think.
Game Delay says he has to get 5 pennies 3,898 more times before he gets to go back.
The question is, do I want to gloss varnish this first, or do I want to do this? I probably don't want to.
You want to wash it.
I'm gonna wash it. I want it to be
Dirty,
anyways.
disgusting tanks.
I'm gonna put some glaze wash in this. So equal parts black and brown washes. And then like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, Slavic, one of the interesting things about the whole 40K universe is that the whole heresy story evolved from the fact that when they created this first game of sci-fi, it was this scale. It was called Space Marine. And they only had the money to do one set of molds. So they had to do it with the ability to have all of the models be duplicated for both the good guys and the bad guys, or for both teams. So when they printed it up, the story that evolved out of it was brother versus brother in the heresy. That, you know, there was traitors in the Marines that turned against one another because all the models were the same. They were cast in blue and red plastic, if I remember right. That's going to look good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Dramas, tomorrow is the start of the teacher strike. Sorry, don't know the word in English, so I'm enjoying hobbying with you for now. Teacher strike is I mean, that makes sense to us if that's what it means. By strike, you mean they're going on strike and not working. Where do you live, Dramas? Game Delay, I was saying the same thing when he said, but Arkansas is right there. I'm like, not even close. Dramas in Montreal, and Quebec. Is it just in Montreal school district, like citywide? Public schools, I assume? Or is this a Canadian-wide thing? Provincial. Careful. Trudeau will shut off all their bank accounts. You guys have 11 provinces? Is that correct? I don't remember. So which came first, the books and the lore about all the divergent chapters, or the game evolving around it?
It was largely the game, right?
Well, those to me would be the same thing. The game came out of their whole thing about Rogue Trader and the sci-fi part, at least. The Citadel really started making, I think, fantasy style miniatures first in Dungeons and Dragon-esque type scenarios. the first things I ever got when I was, good God, I might have been
A wee lad.
10 or 11 or 12. I don't think I was in my teens yet. I was in Taos, New Mexico, and I got a set of Citadel Chaos Warriors, and they were the old fantasy warriors that had the little metal nip. They were metal models. They had a little metal nipple on their forearm that a plastic shield with a hole in the middle of it came through. And the little metal nipple on the forearm of the models was all different shapes. Some of them were like domes, some of them were spikes, and then you'd put the shield over it, and that nipple that held the shield on became the center part of the shield. So it was a neat concept. And but they were all Chaos Knights, like fantasy knights. And then when the sci-fi stuff started, it was like Rogue Trader. Like if you go back in history and look, the first Space Marines were literally just Marines because they took the idea from Starship Troopers. So they were just humans in power armor. They weren't meta-humans. They weren't, Supermen. They were just regular dudes and girls, because you'll see that a lot of people will bring it up that there were female Space Marines back in the Rogue Trader thing because it was just Starship Troopers. And Shield Boss, that's what it's called. Yeah, I think that looks really good. Once it dries, that's going to be spectacular. Do a quick coloring on the tracks, give them a little shine for the edges.
Yep.
So yeah, they were literally just normal guys, you and me, in armor and fighting in space. So the models were really quirky and funny. And there wasn't much of a story behind it other than humanity going out into the stars, and the Rogue Traders were these kind of I don't want to say pirate kings, but they were like the guy in Star Trek that had the tribbles. What's that guy's name? That's what I always equated them to when I was trying to tell people. Is I was like, so there's this thing in Rogue Trader, and they're kind of like, and I can't remember the guy's name now to save my life. But if you remember the trouble with tribbles, the guy that sold them.
I'm also writing down all the colors as I'm using them here, so I don't forget, because I have a lot of these to paint.
Yeah, a lot like Harry Mudd. Yeah, exactly. Odin Stormfist had a thought just this morning. What would happen if a Canadian province sought U.S. territory or statehood? Ooh, interesting question, right? That kind of international intrigue is, it sometimes happens, right? When the Soviet Union broke up, there was a lot of that kind of stuff going on, like who was going where and joining with whom and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, can you imagine? The whole of Quebec says we want to be part of. I mean, that's not going to happen. We don't speak enough French here for Quebec to want to be part of the States, but Quebec will just go off on its own. Quebec tries to secede. Like Dramus, how often does your province try to secede? Once every 5 years? They do.
That's funny.
They do. They've done, I think they've done votes on it and stuff like that too. We finally fulfill the prophecy and get North Montana. It's like, oh, great. We get northern North Dakota. So they're like Texas. Pretty much 4 years, Jeremy says. Yeah, I was thinking it was like 4 or 5 years, right? Extra North Dakota. Yeah, we've got South Dakota, North Dakota, and extra North Dakota. If we got extra North Dakota, would that be Manitoba? I'd almost vote for that. Manitoba's nice. It's a beautiful country. There's nobody there, but it's a beautiful country.
There's nobody there, but it's beautiful.
There's people there, but it's like all of Canada, right? It's like 80% or 90% of the population lives like 12 miles from the border.
That's true.
It's like 100 miles, but
it's
still.
Pretty wild the further up you go.
Northern Dakota. North Dakota just has to change to Mid Dakota. They're not going to do that. Have you talked to the kids these days? That is a detrimental name. The U.S. would vote to name it the 51st state, the French place.
The French place. Oh
Central
God.
Dakota. Yeah, Mid Dakota wouldn't work. It'd have to be Central Dakota. Ultra North Dakota. You almost assembled a whole mini before your daughter woke up. How'd your daughter, Slavic? Nap time is over. Because when I moved to the East Coast and I was playing hockey, a lot of the people, out of the Canadians that I had that I would play with, there were more from Quebec than there were from other provinces in the Northeast, like in Connecticut and in New York. At least my anecdotal evidence of people I played with, and so you would get a lot of really great insight to life in Quebec. As an outsider, I loved Quebec. You'd go, and Montreal has great places, and Quebec City is a little more staunch, but it's still beautiful, right? It's a great part of the country. But I never spoke French, and so some places you found were very, very hard to get anything done in because they're very serious about French. Right? As an outsider, I was like, wow, it just seems odd that there's this bastion of like stick to your guns French. And then later in my work in electronics, because I developed and designed electronics for a number of years. And in doing that, anytime we had product releases, we had to get French language translations for North America because you couldn't import certain types of products without heavy French language stuff. There were all sorts. They'd probably change them all the time, but there were all sorts of rules for, like, if you had an instruction manual intrinsic to the operation of a device that was over X amount of words, and it was like 5. If it was more than 5 words to tell you how to use it, it had to be in French. And so we had to do all this stuff. It was pretty crazy. Have you ever been to North Dakota? It's pretty mid. Wad, you need to take that back. You need to take that back. The Black Hills, I think you forget who you're talking about. North Dakota's great. Tremendous history there. Deadwood. You can go to North Dakota and see where a lot of famous people died, where they all got shot with 6 guns. Yeah, believe it or not, I was a North Dakota resident for a long time.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, because when I was traveling for my motorcycle business.
Was that your state of residence?
Yeah, they and Texas at the time, Florida, I think, were the only states that would allow you to be a permanent resident without a permanent address. You didn't have to live there.
Oh, okay. Cool.
And North Dakota, or South Dakota. I'm sorry, South Dakota. I'm thinking South Dakota. Oops. Yeah, North Dakota, not so great. I'm over here defending North Dakota when I'm really talking about South Dakota. Well, there's my age kicking in again.
Sorry, we keep them around, guys.
Rocky Raccoon. There's that old again. The old is kicking in. I was like, wait a minute. I was not a North Dakota resident. I was a South Dakota resident. No, that's South Dakota. Slavic. I was literally got them reversed. It's also everything I just said is South Dakota. North Dakota is Fargo. and then nothing. Like nothing. It's literally 50 million square miles of zero. Yeah, North Dakota confirmed mid. You can just take it all back. We can just reverse this whole conversation. Punisher's like, so North Dakota confirmed mid then. They have fracking. They do have fracking. Slavic says, as someone who used to live very close to Fargo, I completely agree. It's literally nothing. A Rocky and Bullwinkle Canadian. They're always running from Mounties.
So, possibly.
So I feel like yes. Or very, very, like, no pun intended, borderline Canadian. Borderline Canadian. Who was the Mountie guy that had a cartoon?
Ooh. I don't know.
Oh my God. Do you guys know who I'm talking about? Any Canucks in the house? Dudley Do-Right. Yeah, it was Dudley Do-Right. He was in that same vein as like Rocky and Bullwinkle, Dudley Do-Right, the Wacky Racers. Dudley Do-Right.
Did he do it right?
He rode his horse backwards a lot of the time.
Well, he was certainly not doing that right.
You drove across the whole state of North Dakota? I have before. Natasha and Boris. Yeah, exactly. You know it exists because you did some Social Security hearings there, drove across the state. It was lovely. You know, in the middle of the summer, it's nice country. George of the Jungle, that's right. George of the Jungle. Friend to you and me. George of the Jungle. Watch out for that tree! I love that, like, the brain cells kick in for, like, stupid cartoon jingles.
Yes.
Anybody remember the really bad old Marvel cartoons? Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Dun 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 dun. Watch out! Here comes a Spider-Man. Tabletop Titans.
Tabletop Titans.
Tabletop Titans.
What's going on?
What's going on, gang?
How are you guys doing?
Howdy.
How do you do?
We were just going down a long rabbit hole of reminiscing about old cartoon jingles. And by old, I mean prior to 1982. Polychrome, what's going on?
What's up, Raiders?
Welcome, Raiders.
Welcome to our cozy abode. Filled with fancy, comfy
What
chairs
is happening, everybody?
that we're not using.
That was definitely Jason not singing. Oh, yeah, I definitely don't sing.
You sing.
Watch out for that tree.
That's literally singing right there.
Captain Manners will tickle my biscuit and call me Buttercup. Well, hello, Buttercup.
Well, hello, Buttercup.
Tickle my biscuit.
The old cat. I'll come use the nice chairs in like 10 minutes.
How's the mini miniatures? Yeah, he's doing mini miniatures. We are
I'm
painting
doing
real mini miniatures right now.
They're awesome. We're
Phil's going to come join us on the nice chairs in like 10 minutes. Actually, Phil, we have to close up right at 4.
We do, yeah. This is an example of what a finished one will look like. It's still drying from the wash, but this is the general idea.
He's painting 50 million. What is this? What is this? What is this? Heresy for ants?
I mean, yeah.
What is this?
An ant would feel right at home at this scale,
What is this?
to be honest.
The Horus Heresy for ants? How's it going, everybody? Hope the show went well over there. Tabletop Titans. What's going on? Tiny Tanks. Tabletop Titans. Thank you for the raid.
Thank you
Hope
so
the stream
much.
went well. Well, Tom's like, I get that reference. Was that a Zoolander reference? I mean. Anything's possible. Anything is possible. Hello, I'm Jason. That over there is Jordan for all the new people here.
Hi.
I'm normally next to Jordan over by the M
over
painting
there.
as well, but our producer is not feeling well and she's out. And our other backup producer is working on editing video right now and taking photo of products that we can put up on the store. For those of you who may not know us, we are Monument Hobbies. We make a wonderful paint called Acryl, as well as lots of amazing brushes for painting your miniatures with, or painting yourself with, or your friends, or people you don't like. We don't really care who you paint with them, but they're great for painting. And all sorts of other hobby products like clippers and knives.
Oh, yeah. And
Speaking of people we don't like, we make knives. I probably shouldn't say things like that. Twitch is like, wait a minute. That breaks terms of service, inciting violence.
also new clippers.
Kyra Asylum, canceled. You've been canceled. Captain Adrian learned to use Procryl bottles. Did he have them spritz all over the place? We make some of the only bottles that actually seal in this here paint biz, so your paints are guaranteed fresh for much longer. But if you happen to loosen the top and then shake said bottle, it looks like the top is on, and your room is now a different color.
Oh my gosh.
Is this Adrian? Tabletop Titans? You learned a thing today? You've heard so many good things about them. I think we spoke briefly at LVO last year, Adrian. briefly, like very briefly. I think because you were in a booth, if I remember right, with your terrain stuff, just down and across the aisle. Yeah. It's good to see you. Are you guys going to LVO this year? We will be there again, but I may not be there. Our team will be there.
I will be there.
But says I've done the Pro Acryl Open Shake. So have I. I'm not gonna lie. I have some of my we're gonna air quotes the business shirts that have, because I shake my paint with my right hand. A couple of them have paint up the right shoulder, like in a drip line. Like,
yep, seen it.
So
he's not lying.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, I will be there along with the Gabe.
Yeah, Jordan will be there. Gabe will be there. New guy Phil, who's in chat, will be there, and a new inductee to the World of Monument Hobbies Con Professionals, Schlebby, sister of Gabe, shall be there. Yes, we're bringing a girl. So don't get freaked out, LVO.
She'll think it's crazy. I'm excited to see her reaction.
Kyra says, not a girl. Monument Hobbies always bringing those damn women into the hobby. Jen's usually there. Now we got Shelby. You know, it was funny. We had to think about it. We were like, oh, yeah, we should take like people to train because LVO is a great show to train people at for doing the cons and everything. We have a lot of girls that work here, and a lot of them have said they'd love to go to the cons. And we were like, but wait. Like, we normally just kind of, it's like Wild West. Like, just pick who you're staying in a room with.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to sort that out a little bit.
We got to, like,
more.
sort it out ahead of time now.
Yeah.
It's like, well, wait. Omicron says she's awfully brave. Shelby,
like, she's gonna be fine.
I gotta tell you,
she's gonna be fine.
One of these days, we're all gonna be working for Shelby, right? You guys are gonna tune in, and Shelby's gonna be sitting here. She's already asked to learn how to produce the stream.
Has she really?
Yeah, she wants to come in and learn how to produce, so we're gonna do that.
That's awesome.
So you guys are gonna see a lot more Shelby because she's jumping out there and wants to come hang out with you. I don't know why. I told her about you people. And I told her about all the wild things chat does, and I'm not real sure why she's still all about it, but she's all about it. So
yeah, she was on here priming a model the other day too.
Yeah, okay. So this girl, for her first model, you know what she wants to paint? Night bells.
Do we have it over here?
Night bells. It's a Mindwork Miniatures model. It's like a vampire lord on the top of a church.
It's a great little model.
Steeple. It's an amazing model. She knows no fear. She's just like, I'm gonna do it. You did like the Christmas video? Don't eat the paint, though. Yeah. But don't eat the paint. That's not what it's for.
It's not what it's for.
That was also Christmas sushi on the vocals for the video.
Yep.
We got blamed for having our vocals, our talk on the Christmas video be AI.
Wait, really?
So, Chris, that's how good you are. Somebody thought we got David Attenborough. David Attenborough. He's a narrator.
Yeah, that sounds correct.
They thought we got David Attenborough, or we had AI mimic David Attenborough. And I don't know if the person was pissed about it, but it kind of seemed that way. You can't tell in type. I was like, no, that was Christmas sushi. There he is, Christmas sushi. Professional painter, was she the one who grabbed you out of the dumpster when you were looking for paint to lick? Probably. Did she kick you square in the buttocks? Then yes, that was Schlebby. Paintwater Sommelier, hello and happy Thursday to you as well. We have an amazing group here. We are up to way too many people.
Yeah, we have, what, 15 employees now? 16?
17.
We're at 17
Jordan,
now?
17. About to be 18. It's getting crazy around Monument Hobbies. Too many people. Not enough places to park.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that.
The park. Our latest hire, William, I had to tell him the other day, I had to break him in. You know what I had to tell him?
Get here early if you want a parking spot.
No. Don't park in my spot.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know what's really funny about this? When I started, you were like, this is my parking spot. But you can park in it if you get here before me or something like that. So
those words never issued from my mouth.
Something that you said either alluded to the fact that I could park in that parking spot.
Once. I said everybody gets to park in my spot once.
Oh, that might have been what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I didn't because it's your spot. And hey, look, I respect the chain of command when it comes to parking spots.
William is very reclusive, introverted, shy, you know? And I'm And I walked up to him yesterday, I think it was. And
Did he park in your spot?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, great.
Maybe it was the day before. I think it was the day before. And he'd done it twice, but the first time he did it, I was in such a rush when I got to the office that I didn't even talk about it. And by the time I left, everybody was gone. And so then the other day when I came in and he was parked there, and I walked up to him in the office and I said, "Hey, William, there's only a few things in life I hold dear, and one of them is my parking place."
It's so funny. Yeah, I don't know how I ever picked up on that. You didn't care.
I'm gonna I need to find like a custom sign maker and just make some stupid sign. Right?
Yes.
I need to get a sign that has my avatar with the swirly swirl on it with my messed up hair, and just have that made into a parking sign.
Or just have it put one of those like crossing signs and have the slow fuse.
The snail.
The snail.
Snail crossing.
Snail. Yeah.
Need a slow fuse parking spot sign. Exactly. Jen's like, I don't have a spot. You just got to get a fake sign, too. We need to get a Jen and a Jason sign. Except now you're going to have to arm wrestle Kyle for the spot next to me. Because like Kyle has adopted that as his spot. So.
Well, I'm about to start walking because all of you guys are going to need these spots, and I'm the only person who can.
We're going to have to start loading up the street out front. We got too many people. Butt says, I once went to a job interview, and they told me I had parked in the CEO's spot during the interview. Seems good. That's a way to make an impression. They won't forget you. You may not get the job, but...
Well, if it wasn't marked, let them know to mark it.
You should have just said, you know what? It said for very important people, and I considered that me.
Yep.
Slavic says, why are your subscription symbols liar? Because do you believe that anybody that stays here for that long is telling the truth when they say that they like us still?
True.
I mean, these are tough questions that require tough answers, and we're not too proud to admit, right, that all these people are liars for saying they like us. So, park for the job you want. Exactly.
Park for the job you want. Oh, that's awesome.
That's the best thing ever. What was the other thing that was said today that I said was the best thing ever? I gave Game Delay 5 pennies for it, right?
Oh, Game Delay, what did you say?
Game Delay. You're an
Game
attorney.
Delay.
You can remember what you said.
Here.
Tell us what you said. I'm old and I forget things. It's literally your business model. Sparkling demonic possession. That's right. Oh, that's right. It's only heretic. You're only a heretic if you come from the heretic region of France. Otherwise, it's just sparkling demonic possession.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh, for those of you that came over in the raid, we were talking earlier about we were espousing on the benefits of not being a traitor, because we are surrounded by so many chaos heretics and traitors.
Hi.
Here. That guy over there.
I am one of those.
He's painting heretic tanks. Heritonks. It's literally your business model to keep us friends and coming back. Liars. Bunch of liars. Yeah, we started the liar badge like right off the bat. It's like you get a liar badge at 24 months. That was the thing. The regular subscriber badge starts off with the bomb, right? And then the bomb goes through the regular bomb, and then you get silver bomb, gold bomb, and then you wind up with a liar badge, and then your liar badge goes from silver, gold, diamond. So the people to watch out for in this chat are diamond liars, because they're so good at it that they've got us convinced they still like us after years of this stuff.
Here's a question. Can we make one for me that's a bus?
We need to get a bus emote. Yep, we need to. We need to get Gabe on that. Hey, Gabe, you don't have enough to do, right? So, Gabe, I need you to make some new emojis.
Oh, my
Let's
God.
change the emojis up. Top tier should be a bing bomb. Bada boom, bada bing.
Heck, I could probably make emojis. No, I have nothing to do around here. Oh, my gosh.
Avian, what is this? That's the exploding heart.
Exploding heart.
Yeah, I don't remember what the exploding heart one is.
Baby J could have painted his tank school bus yellow.
He should have. It was an opportunity missed.
It
100%.
I think these look cooler.
100%.
I have to admit, I think these look cooler. I got that patch on the back. Well,
Gabe thrown under the bus to make a bus emoji. Seems legit. That's the way it works around here.
Yep.
Working at Monument Hobbies is not all it's cracked up to be. We lure you in with the sense of fun and family and all the small business goodness you can handle.
Yeah.
And then
You get told you can't sing and dance.
you can't leave. You never see your family again unless we hire all of them like Gabe.
Well, Gabe did the right thing. He got everybody hired.
See, that's the reason why Gabe's family works here, is that he was a very family-oriented person, and when he found out we don't let you leave once you come to work here, he had to invite his family to work. So now his whole family's trapped other than his dad. His dad's the smart one. His sister, his mom, his friends all work here.
His sister-in-law.
Christmas Sushi sort of is smart, right? He sort of works here.
Yeah, he's doing it the right way.
He's doing it the right way. He just contracts for us. Somehow he just gets money. He doesn't have to stay. It's 4:03, Baby J.
It is 4:03.
It is. That's why I'm here.
We gotta do the things.
Avian through this
Sorry,
says,
everybody.
so I'm dead? Are you? I'm back to reading the whole Hyperion series, so I have to ask people if they're dead or not, because you might have taken the cruciform, and if you have, then you could be alive after having been dead.
I'm right here, Slavic.
Phil's right here.
I'm here.
He's
You
here.
can't hear me.
Oh, he's here. He's the
Wrong chair.
Wrong
there.
chair.
Other chair.
There he is. It's the new
Hi.
guy.
I'm here for the
That's
for the
new-
bye byes.
That's
For
new
the
guy Phil.
bye-byes.
For the bye byes. That's it.
Speaking of bye-byes, thank you guys, everybody, for hanging out with us today. I know we had to, well, I mean, we're not cutting it short. We would normally go, I think in this situation we would go longer, but I got to get some stuff done here in the studio. So we're going to close it on out.
He's got to paint things.
Gotta paint stuff, you know.
What a
You know,
terrible-
he acts
what a
like he gets
terrible
paid
job.
to paint or
Ugh.
something.
I know, it's literally, it's the worst job. in the
Worst
world.
job
You brought
ever.
me over here.
Jeez.
And I
Just to
slave,
paint.
and I slave. I do nothing but all of these exhausting painting things. Oh, my
Oh.
goodness. Sorry, that was,
He's
I
got it
really
rough.
was hamming it up.
Trust
He
me.
was.
Yeah.
He's got. How rough does he have it, Phil?
Oh, it's so rough. Dude.
So rough.
I would never want your job.
So rough. For everybody that joined us through the Tabletop Titans raid, thank you for hanging out. Hopefully you found a place you would like to come hang more. We stream 5 days a week from 2 to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time in Arizona in the wonderful Wild West of the U.S. I'm supposed to be putting links up, aren't I? Oh, no, they did it.
No,
Look at
someone
that.
did it
Kyra
for you.
Some of them. Kyra's
Some
got
of
the
them.
Discord and the FLGS link.
We got the
Got
YouTube
it.
one we got to put up.
I got to do the YouTube link.
We got a store.
I gotta
Those are
do
the four.
the YouTube.
Oh,
Yesterday I
well-
had a really hard time. I
while you
forgot
do
how
that-
to do the links.
If you came in from a raid or
Right.
you're new here and you aren't following us and want to catch us on
Do
more
it.
streams
There you
like
go.
today, go ahead and give us a follow.
Do
and then
it.
make sure to catch us for our future streams. We stream 5 days a week,
Thank you, Kyra.
Monday through Friday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Just Google Arizona time. You'll figure it out.
We don't have daylight saving.
Yeah, we don't observe daylight savings time.
And just
So,
because we don't like
weird.
anybody else, we change it halfway through the year.
that is
Yay.
correct.
Just just to make it plain.
Just guys.
But make sure you guys check out all the links. Store link is great for checking out and picking up all the awesome paints that we were using on stream that we make, except for this upside down.
Upside
ball.
down.
These are,
Dude, you can't have an upside down label. Those are rare.
Yeah.
These are
That's
We
like
keep
super
those.
rare.
premium rare products. Check out the FLGS link if you're out of the country, you're in Canada or the UK. There's a lot of local stores that we have around the world that you can find local stores near you where you can pick up the product in a store instead of having to order it from way over here. And then make sure you check out the Discord. Discord's a fantastic place to hang out and learn about all the painting goodness that we have. We have thousands of fantastic artists on there. Just come hang out with us, share your cool projects, and check out all the rest of the ones that we're doing. We're going to find somebody to raid, so hang out and join whoever we're joining. I don't know if we're joining yet, but we
Someone.
will see y'all next time.
We'll figure it out.
Have a good one, guys. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Adios.